We got more whiskey. That's a lot to say. There's more. We're back here at the Bomb Shelf. I'm Josh.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Erik.
And now Joyce is going to tell you what's in the bag.
Today you're drinking David Nicholson 1843. David Nicholson 1843 is a wheated bourbon from Luxero Distillers. David Nicholson created the famed 43 bourbon recipe in the back room of his St. Louis grocery store, named after the year he began distilling, 1843. This Kentucky straight bourbon is bottled at 100 proof and retails for around $28. As always, your prices may vary. Enjoy!
All right, thanks, Joyce. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what they think.
I'm getting straight alcohol. All I'm getting on the nose on this one.
I'm getting more grain, but this is the most alcohol-y whiskey I've smelled, I think.
Yeah, very high ethanol. I'm getting the fruit too, but I'm leaning more towards sour apple, I think, or pear.
I can see the pear. I'm also getting like a wood note, not oak though.
Cedar?
Cedar. Yep, that's the one.
And maybe pineapple? Or I'm completely insane?
I'm leaning more towards the completely insane.
Yeah, definitely not pineapple. I'm definitely completely insane.
Hey, your brain
You
tells
say that, but I actually picked up pineapple on that smell. So,
Yeah, but am I encouraging that now?
no, because I thought you were completely insane. I mean, maybe you're encouraging it, but I still think you're completely insane.
I'm mostly just getting grain and oak and mustiness and a little bit of cherry.
Light bit of honey, caramel maybe, something sweet, very faint, very light.
Yeah, see, I'm getting like pear and cedar and grain and ethanol.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go in for taste. Better than those. Ooh, much better than those.
See, I thought the nose was good once I got past the ethanol.
Caramely ending with finish was like a bunch of spices, lingering spices.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Nutmeg.
It's pretty good.
All told, finish, nose, and palate. If I were to just wrap it all up into one description, I would just say a spiced pear pie.
The palate was thicker, bold maybe.
Yeah,
Present.
bold is a good word.
Definitely thicker than I anticipated off the nose. I was expecting something very watery and didn't get that at all.
But the palate definitely has a lot there to offer.
Kind of a medium finish. The spices persist.
Yeah, it almost pushes it to a long finish for me because of that.
A little bit of like maybe honey on the palate. That's like the thicker sweetness that's there. I wouldn't say caramel. I'm not getting like vanilla or anything like that.
Now I'm getting almost like a plain yogurt on the nose. Just plain yogurt.
Yogurt or Greek yogurt?
Maybe Greek yogurt.
All right, ready for some water?
Yes.
All right, so while the water mingles with the whiskey, let's tell you about our different homes on the internet. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at The Bomb Shelf Whiskey, Twitter at Shelf Whiskey. And if you really like us, you should give us a like down below, maybe even subscribe, hit the bell. And then if you really, really, really like us, you should check out our Patreon and our Buy Me a Coffee down below, where you can help support us directly. If you want to listen to us on the go, you can check out podhubnetwork.com and listen to us and other Pittsburgh-based podcasts there. And you should be able to buy this bottle on Drizly at a link down below. All right, let's go ahead and dive in and see what the water did here. Not a whole lot different on the nose. A little more fruit, maybe. A little syrupy.
Not a whole lot different, but I'm not getting as much ethanol. I'm getting all the same notes,
You're right.
just without the ethanol.
You're right.
I think it's adding a little bit of citrus note to it.
Meaning that the fruit is easier to find now, whatever
Yes, yes.
it is. You're right, it's less ethanol. The ethanol's been kind of cut a little bit.
Which helps so much
Yeah,
on
it
this,
does.
on this nose.
Definitely sweeter. I'm not getting the oak as much as I was before either.
As far as the wood that you were talking about before, the cedar, I'm getting more of a cypress mulch.
All right, I'm going for a taste. That was sweeter up front. Distinguishable Oak Spice. Like, baking spices were there too. But
Yes,
just specifically an oak spice for sure.
and thicker. Funny how adding water makes it thicker.
Well, part of what's happening is that it's the water is interacting with the oils that are in the whiskey. And so it kind of makes them go like, oils don't like water. So it brings oils more to the top. and it makes them release more aromas and everything. So the agitation of the water just being added to it creates a chemical reaction there.
This one definitely gets a boost all around in my book with the water.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Some I prefer neat. This one, not.
I'm always curious with the ones who get boost from water, how they would taste in ice. I don't know if I want this one ice. I think this one would, the coldness of the ice would.
Right. I don't think I want this one cold.
Just a whiskey and water.
Just a little few drops of water.
Yep.
I wouldn't even cocktail this one so much. Just.
I might if it's the right cocktail.
Yeah.
I always wonder like what the right cocktail is for things like this, or for anything really. I'm like, okay, what's the cocktail that this belongs in? All right, I am ready to give ratings. You guys are.
I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's start with the nose.
So at first, this one was not wonderful to me. The ethanol was a real turnoff. However, with water and the ethanol no longer being as forward, it did improve my rating. I think I'm going to go with a 3 overall. I was going to give it a 2.5 without. I think I'm going to go with 3 overall.
Okay, I'm just going to say from the very beginning, all my ratings on this are adjusted to with water. I'm not even going to bother with the without. I'm going 3.5. I thought it was just enhanced so much. It made it easier to cut through that ethanol aroma that was on the nose, and it brought out so much, and that was so important to this whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was also going to go 3, and I'm jumping into a 3.5 with the water. Again, ethanol was just so much so there on the first one, and it really cut out the ethanol. And even subdued a little bit of the oak that bring out the nice sweet aromas. So then we move on to palate.
Palate overall, I liked everything I tasted. It was complex. I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm sticking with 3.5. Spicy, sweet, little bit of fruit. Basically what you would expect. And what you got off the nose is what you're getting on the palate.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 4 based on without water. And then with water, I actually jumped it up to a 4.5. I thought it was pretty good with water. And I thought it was decent, pretty good actually without the water, and just
right.
Water, you made it even better. And then moving on to finish.
On the finish, I'm giving it a 3.
Okay. Just no notes.
No notes.
No notes. All right.
No notes. It was a 3.
Threw me a curveball. I found the finish to be just a slight bit longer than I would hope for this. Just a little bit. Brought it down to a 3 for me from a 3.5 just on the length. Same spicy, sweet notes that you were getting on the palate. So well-rounded all the way through. What you smell is what you taste, and that's what you aftertaste.
All right, I actually disagree with you guys here. I really liked the finish. I liked the length. Just nice long and spices and just enjoyable. So I actually gave it a 4 on the finish. All right, so now we're gonna move on to your guesses. What kind of whiskey do you think this is? What is the proof? How much do you think retail is for this bottle, and how much would you be willing to pay for it?
I'm going 80 proof. I'm going Irish. I'm gonna say I think retail 18. I think I would probably pay 16 to 18.
Okay, I'm going blended Irish. I think retail is at 16. I would pay 14, and I'm also going to go 80 proof.
All right, y'all are incorrect about everything.
Well, good.
All right, so real quick, ratings from their sites. Distiller gave us a 77.
Sounds about right.
And that was the only thing that we got was from Distiller and 77, and they tend to be kind of
a little harsher than us.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, and then notes from around the web: nose, oak, vanilla, cinnamon, and honey. Palate, spice, oak, caramel, smoke, dark fruit, cake, and vanilla. And finish, spice, oak, and vanilla. All right, so what kind of whiskey is this?
You said smoke, I definitely have to go Scotch. But I'm picking up smoke.
all those mentions of smoke, I'm gonna have to say that they think it's Scotch.
One mention.
It's actually.
It's not Scotch.
Oh.
It's not Irish. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It is 100 proof.
Okay.
Goodness.
No age statement, but it's at least 4 years old. We know it's produced by Lux Row. It is produced by Heavenwood, and likely the same thing as our last whiskey from last week, which was Larceny, so likely the same juice. General price is $28. and that's about what I paid for it. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what this is.
Wouldn't pay that for it.
This is David Nicholson, 1843. What?
That's a long neck.
Yeah.
It's got an old-timey feeling label, like it's very basic. To the point where it almost looks like it's a bomb shelf whiskey, like
A proper bottom shelf.
like a well whiskey.
Not
Yeah.
a $28 bottom shelf whiskey.
So yeah, this is produced by Lux Row, which just got bought in January by MGP, and supposedly it's because it's their wheated mash bill, likely rumored to be sourced from Heavenwood. So theoretically, the same mash bill as it's definitely the same juice as Rebel Yell, the 80 proof version and the 100 proof version, because it's Lux Row. And all three of those are supposedly the same mash bill as Larceny. What makes this different than the Rebel Yell 100 proof? I don't know. I'm guessing it's just age, or maybe where in the rickhouse they're aged at.
Flavor profile, too. It's definitely different. Oh, I would have to compare it side by side with the Rebel to remember.
Yeah, so my plan, because supposedly Larceny, Rebel Yell 100, and Rebel Yell 80 are the same juice, mash bill, distillate as Larceny at Heaven Hill. My plan is to actually do a wheated bourbon brawl between this, Rebel Yell 80, Rebel Yell 100, and Larceny, and see which couple come out on top. And then those will go against other wheated bourbons like the Weller and Maker's Mark whenever we get around to it. Overall, I do like this. In fact, I liked this experience, than I did when I first had it.
I like it, but I know I don't $28 like it.
Right. I like it. I like it more than some others. I would not pay $28 for this.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's a weird shaped bottle.
I don't
It
mind.
definitely stands out.
I like the bottle.
Yeah.
I like that the cork it's got a nice cork, it's got a nice
unique.
crest. David Nicholson is like carved into the thing here. But yeah, overall, I like the bottle. The generic white label, the old timey looking like David Nicholson 843, just like very plain. I mean, it's got the gold lettering for the 1843, but I think overall it's a very plain looking label. It's very stout. Oh, something to mention is that it's got double gold, so I think it just means it got 2 gold medals at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition in 2015, before Lux Row even started distilling.
Okay.
So, until next time, may the wind's fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.